Hello and welcome to GPTV on Tuesday the 28th of June. My name is Philip Kingston.
I'm Gary Pierre. Happy new financial year.
Well, I was about to say we're in the countdown, aren't we?
Yeah,
Until
final
the 30th
countdown.
of June, only 2 more days.
What happens then?
Well, we just click over and it becomes a new financial year and we just get back on the horse. It's like, 30th of June, you get off the horse. 1st of July, you get back on the horse. You should never really have got off the horse.
We'll talk about horses. Lakes Foley came fourth on Saturday.
Yeah, and tell me, what's the prize for coming fourth again? Just tell me that.
The prize money or the
prize money for fourth?
Look, I think it's probably about $600. You divide that by 10.
Oh, you actually get a prize for coming fourth?
Yeah,
it's like the egg and spoon race at school for horses. No child goes home without a ribbon. It's the same with a horse.
Well,
so first or 12th.
It's about $600, and then you work out what it costs to get to the track, the training for that week, the vitamins, the vet fees, the float, and the stabling and the, probably down a couple of thousand.
The stewards really are just having, it's almost like the stewards are taking the piss, right?
Oh, yeah.
They give you a check knowing
exactly
that does not even cover,
it
doesn't even cover the strappers.
No,
the strappers, what is a strapper?
Yeah, strapper's expensive.
It doesn't even include the strappers.
No, I forgot the strapper too. Anyway, that's a bit about horse racing. Not really the season for it now, Phil, but I haven't got horses good enough to run in the spring, so, we'll do what we can. Hey, Phil, end of financial year, funny financial year, wasn't it nuts? I mean, think back to lockdown. I mean, this time last year, we were rushing to do a few deals, and then we were locked down again, and then we were free again, and there was lockdown, and it's amazing to think we went through all that. Now we're just sort of free, and everyone's just getting sick and dying COVID. No one really cares anymore.
You do have to love the new environment where now
just as bad as
you can
it
get
was.
the flu, you can have COVID, you can have
monkeypox.
Monkeypox.
That's a beauty, isn't it? Monkeypox.
And it just doesn't matter anymore. And Dan Andrews now just says, it can be a cesspool of filth, Victoria, but we don't care anymore.
And I'm going to get back in November with my new crew, and it's all good. So if you're Dan Andrews, I suppose you never really lose, do you? But it has been a bit of a crazy time. Anyway, it is a new financial year. So of course, for those people that go business minded, you're going to go and you do budget and you'll do planning and you'll work out your disciplines for the year. Or if you're like us, you'll just hope everything works out for the best because we're a bit hopeless, aren't we? Really. In that
the question is, viewers, is hope a strategy?
Well, it's that's a good question. Good question. Should we talk a bit about the real estate market? But I got to say, I've got a message, Phil. I've been thinking about this. Yeah. Yep. My message is, this reeks of 2019. Do you remember 2019 or start of 2019? It was pre-COVID.
Yeah.
We'd come off a 2017 monster high, right? Things sort of went off a little bit and they came down and settled a bit, and that's what's happened. That has happened, right? Things have definitely come off a high base, settled down a bit, and then buyers were licking their chops and they were starting to get excited, Phil, and they were saying, I'm going to get me a great deal, I'm going to get the deal of the century, the buy of the century, the bargain of the century, and what happened? Everything just shrunk up and there were no more offerings, and then people like now, they're waiting till spring hoping there's going to be big lots of stock. There probably isn't going to be because the prices have been adjusted, Phil. So I got to say, buyers, beware. If you see what you like,
got to the point.
If you see what you like now and you think you're going to get it cheaper tomorrow, don't, because I'm not so sure that you might. But I reckon you probably won't. That's my take. You go and translate that to English.
Well, I'm going to try for you, right? Yeah. Because that was a very long speech.
Oh, but it had some passion
for very little result.
Yeah, well,
right.
So that's what we do, though. We take a little bit of content, we drag it out for half an hour. People can go and have a cup of tea, Philip. Some people watch this in the bathroom.
So the number one investor in the last 100 years has quite clearly been Warren Buffett. And Warren Buffett...
He hasn't bought anything from us.
He hasn't.
No.
And maybe if he'd done so, he would have even shown better returns.
Well, he might have. Hang on a second. He opened Purple Bricks Real Estate, Phil. Warren Buffett, the discount model.
He might have had
we had a stake in Purple Bricks, the discount model.
Get everything right.
No, he didn't get that right. You can sell, real estate professionals, you can go cheap, and you don't need to pay a commercial rate. I can do it cheap, and they're out of business.
Just going to blab on, or are we going to come to this GPTV with some actually interesting content for the viewers? Warren Buffett says very clearly, he says, once you've identified the stocks that you want to buy, wait for them to go on sale. And when they go on sale, buy as much as you can. He says stocks, and if we talk about markets, stocks or real estate, are two of the only things that when those things go on sale, buyers step back and saying, I don't want to buy it now that it's on sale.
Oh, yes,
but that's the time. So, for example, there were some sales across the weekend, Gary, that
represented value.
I think represented deep value.
Yeah.
And ultimately, you've got to have the courage to step up and say, yes, the market might go down a little bit more, but when will I get this home again?
That's very
So
good.
the one
Yep.
thing that viewers and buyers need to consider is just because a market goes down doesn't mean the house that you want to buy is going to go down,
Yes.
because it might just not come to the market.
That's very true.
So once you see a house you like, keeping in mind your window of time, your time frame is probably 10 to 20 years of ownership, take opportunities of these market. When the market steps back,
Yep.
you've got to step forward. So it's a bit like a dance, Gary. If you were holding on now, if we, like I lead, right? I lead,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
You step.
I'm worried
put,
now.
put your hand on my shoulder.
That's gone too far.
Right, now, you step back,
Yep.
and I step forward.
Yep.
I step back, and you step forward.
Okay.
So it's a dance. It's
Fair
a
enough.
dance.
We've worked it out.
It's a dance, and you've got to get in rhythm with your partner, and your partner.
You got some slick moves there, haven't you?
Your partner is the market.
Yep.
So dance the dance, viewers. In fact, this week's episode is Dance the Dance.
Well, I think it should. I was going to say buyers beware, but maybe it is dance the dance. It is time to dance the dance. And I think you're right, Phil, that you can say, look, I'm going to wait and wait and wait. But then in good areas, like the areas we sell in, vendors just say, nah, stuff ya. I'm not selling. That's what they say that.
Yeah, it's
we ring
true.
them up and we
It's
say,
true.
would you like to sell? Nah.
So volume goes down.
selling, yeah.
So what happens, viewers, is that you can't wait for your perfect house to go on sale, because the chances are probably 90% that it won't.
Exactly right.
Okay.
Glad we got through
We
that.
done?
I
Jeez,
think
I'm
so. We
exhausted
both
after
just
that.
had the same message, but
Yeah.
we've just managed to extrapolate it out just to spend time, because really got nothing else to do right now. It's a bit quiet this time of year, Phil, isn't it? You're going to have a break
And
soon.
I must say, when I held your hands, Gary, they were
they're
soft
lovely.
and
I know.
soft and
all
warm.
these years, you forgot. So
Clearly, you've
there you
never
go.
done
There's
any
a reason,
manual labour
there's a reason that
in your life.
Oh well, you're exactly the craggy, tradie
Gary,
bloke in your youth.
I used to
when you were
shear-
16,
I used
yeah,
to
exactly.
shear sheep and
When you were
dig
16,
trenches,
yeah,
and not
okay,
necessarily.
for 5
I used
minutes.
to dig trenches and
Oh,
put
yeah.
sheared sheep
in the trenches and then dig them in again.
Soft and they were soft and
Soft on your hands while you do the dishes, if you remember that advertisement. Shall we move on, Phil? And let's talk about some of the properties that have sold, because there have been properties sold, and there have been some competitive properties. I want to just call out to our clients from Wrexham Road. They were one of our very first ever clients.
yes.
So I don't know if they watch GPTV, but if they do, thank you very much for being with
Mr.
us
and
since the
Mrs.
start.
F.
Yeah, Mr. and Mrs. F.
Thank you very much for being
All those years.
loyal and trusted clients.
They have, yeah. They
and
were
we do go well back in
when
time.
we were in our
so thank
20s,
you.
wet behind the ears, and just opening our business, Phil, they were with us from the very, very start. Anyway, they just sold 4 at 14 Wrexham Road, Paran, and they got the rewards, Phil, of having a competitive auction with 2 or 3 bidders there selling for $641,000, well above the range and expectation. Tower Court, Armidale, well, there's a story of persistence beats resistance, because it took a little while to sell that beautifully positioned, wonderful property, Phil, but we got there.
We did.
And well done. And not only did we get there, but we
had
actually
three
had
people
3
being there,
bidders.
Gary.
So it just goes to show, Phil, that if it doesn't happen first, you try again, and it can and will happen for you. Grimwade Court on Sunday morning. I was busy passing in something in Narrong Road, so I couldn't be there with you, which we'll sell because it's a good apartment, Narrong Road. But tell us about Grimwade
Well,
Court.
Gary, you'll love this. I mean, we knew we were going to be successful because we had 3 parties on the list.
Oh, yeah.
And they were all there.
Yes, they
Our
were.
range was 2.3 to 2.5.
Yes,
The
undisclosed price.
The first bid was 2.5.
Yeah, that's always a comforting feeling, isn't it?
That makes the auctioneer's job relatively easy.
The vendor in the next room can take the brow of sweat away.
Anyway, we put that on the market, and whilst the price is undisclosed, we did sell it significantly over the top end of the range. Great property, great parcel of land,
Nice
and
street.
an incredible court, Grimwade Court. Comes
lovely
off
address.
St Albans Avenue.
It does.
If you've never driven in there's no reason to, because it goes nowhere.
No.
But if you buy in that street, your children can play in the court, playing basketball with the other children.
Or footy, Phil, if they wanted.
If
Because
they
there's no
want.
real basketball hoop, is there? So it would probably not really be appropriate for them to play basketball. But you're right at the back of the Melbourne Grammar Primary School there, Phil. Beautiful location. Hey, Phil, I sold 4 at 179 to 181. Well done to Joel and Idan, who sold that before
You didn't
auction.
give the address, you just gave the number.
Yeah.
That was Bamber Road,
Yeah, it
Gary.
was, yeah.
So,
I was just cutting
tell
it
you
short
what,
there.
You need me to carry this show and to correct your errors.
I shouldn't have opened that second bottle of red on Saturday
No,
night, as you
you
say,
shouldn't.
Phil. 4 at 179 to 181 Bamber Road. Congratulations to the vendors there, delightful people who are very happy that they have now put their feet up and no longer worry about selling. Philip, Winston Drive.
Oh, no, before you talk about Winston Drive, I want to talk about a property that I sold in Lansdowne Road in Eastern Kilda.
With Maureen,
Shout out to Maureen who handled that property.
She did.
But a shout out, and the vendor may or may not want me to talk about her.
I know her from a long time ago.
But I've got to tell you, viewers, we're starting to see more and more women come through developing and selling property, which has for so long been the domain of male tradies and developers. But this woman, she's done a number of projects.
Yes.
And I must say, I just delight in how, first of all, how lovely she is to work with.
Yes, of course.
I think women are far better to work with in the real estate space
I've said
than
that before.
men.
Yep.
But anyway, she did this incredible development and power to her because it was very successful.
To use the words of Aretha Franklin, Phil, sisters are doing it for themselves.
Yeah.
And she's someone I've known since I was a teenager. So well done, thank you.
Isn't it great to see more and more women coming into the development space?
Oh, I reckon it is, Phil. I reckon it is, and it's all happening. Phil, let's move on now because you did interrupt me, but fair enough because you had a good reason to.
You were going to talk about Winston.
I was and am going to talk about 284 Winston Drive, Phil, which hasn't yet sold, surprisingly. And I've got to tell you that if you're looking for a single level villa, this is as good as it gets, just priced under 1.3 at 1,295. Phil, this is a fantastic 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom villa in a lovely location, in beautiful order, lock-up garage and parking for a second car. That is a buy, snap purchase, jump all over that one, can recommend it, not yet sold, which will be very good news for someone who's going to end up buying it. Phil, 62 Lumia Road in the Golden Mile. Congratulations to the seller and buyer, lovely people. We get to deal with so many wonderful people, and congratulations to the buyer.
Lovely family that sold that, Gary, the original people, which
owned it. Never been sold before,
Never
Phil.
been sold before. It's been in the same family's hands for decades, and it was built by the family that just sold that property. So well done, and lovely people bought it as well.
Yes, congratulations to buyer and seller there. Interesting auction though, Phil, because you were there pleading for bids, doing your thing, wonderful spiel, eloquent presentation, full of passion, got not one bid. Having said that, of course, you pass it in, and then one person emerges, says, I'm interested, they're in the lounge room, someone else says, look, I wouldn't mind actually buying this, then they're outside, then a third buyer was just in the study, and of course, it's a multi-party negotiation.
We talk about the auction after the auction. Viewers,
we do.
It's so important when you go to an auction, if it's not on the market and sold in front of everybody, that you have the final bid, because then you get the first right to buy the property at the reserve price. Otherwise, you get caught in this auction after the auction, where if nobody bids, we pass in on a vendor bid. We're free to treat with whoever we wish. We ended up having a 3-way negotiation, and ultimately the bidding just progressed up to the point where we sold it. So important. If you have the final bid, if a property gets passed into you, you really do get first crack at the negotiation.
Not that there's anything wrong with a bit of 3-way action at the auction, Phil, because that's what happened. By the way, you always say as the auctioneer, we're not going to have an auction after the auction, but we do have an auction after the auction a lot of the times anyway. So much for that. Phil, want to talk about an iconic property. It's never been offered before to the market, which we have both fallen in love with, deeply in love with.
Yes, we have, Gary. Even though I don't know which one you're about to say, but I'm sure
I tell you what it
if
is,
you
Phil.
say we've fallen in love with it, I'm on board.
We have, because it's one of the few properties I've been to with you together, where you ended up going to the roof and taking a photo, a selfie of yourself. We might have a copy of it, actually.
Yeah,
Have you got a copy?
Let's put that up. Let's put that up.
Because we sell a lot of properties.
If you don't follow me on Instagram, Philip D. Kingston, I'm trying to get my followers up. I'm trying to be popular.
There's only so many people in your family you can pay off.
Please follow me on Instagram.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm not sure it's particularly cool to beg for followers, is it?
No, I don't think it is really. But it's better than paying for them, which is what you're doing at the moment.
Yes.
So it is better. Anyway, let's get back to this property, Philip. Units 1 to 12 at 62 Hotham Street. Now, this is a property that is spectacular. I don't know if it's ever been offered before. It was built by the current owner, I think so. But this block of 12 apartments, they are huge apartments, Phil. Plenty of parking. In fact, I went there, we're advertising with 9. I reckon someone thought we should maybe be advertised at 12. But anyway, we think there's at least 9.
As far as I'm concerned, Gary, that property is 12 3-bedroom
Yes, well, that's
apartments.
right. They are 2-bedroom, separate lounge, separate dining, with no reason why the dining can't be a 3rd bedroom.
Yeah.
And there are a number that have got another room again on top
And
of
if
that.
it wasn't for the pesky lawyers that have to put their eyes over everything that we do
not
and say,
so
you can't
sure,
say this
should
and
be
you can't say that.
2-bedroom, you've got to be
know what?
careful.
I'm going to tell you, lawyers really do stop us from having a really good
Yeah, I know
time.
they do, don't they? Lawyers and most authorities, really, altogether.
Lawyers and public authorities.
Yeah.
I mean, really, we live in such a politically
Come over to our
world.
side and have some fun.
Exactly.
Anyway, look, that block, Phil, is the most spectacular block of apartments, and it's got this rooftop that is something out of a cool Manhattan, scene, or maybe somewhere in Paris.
Remember the show in Australia, The Secret Life of Us?
Yes.
That was filmed in a rooftop, I think, on the Esplanade in St Kilda.
I think it was,
this rooftop kills that rooftop.
Absolutely. And I don't know if you remember the Beatles, the last time they ever performed was on. I think
it was on this rooftop in Hoffman Street.
Yeah, it was.
So if you want to buy a building where the Beatles actually had their last concert,
that's right.
This is the building.
No, it's not. But anyway,
see, the lawyers wouldn't let us say that either.
Say it, no. In fact, we probably just favoured the fact that you said it, and I said no. Maybe someone turned off after you said it, and they're already going to sue us.
This is why law is now a 3-year degree.
Oh, is that right?
So because it's a 3-year degree.
Don't upset lawyers, Phil. We've got a lot of clients.
For 2.5 years, they just sit around all learning how to go, no,
they can't do that. They can't do that. They can't do that.
Right, 2.5 years of learning no,
Yeah.
6 months on the law.
Anyway, let's get back to this block, Phil. This is the most magnificent block. The auction details are on the screen right now. If you want to see through it and have a iconic property of a lifetime, come and have a look at this one. This is a beauty. Anyway, let's get on to the auctions this weekend, Phil, because it's not the busiest of weekends, and
July is the month typically when real estate agents go to the south of France.
Yes, often they do.
And luxuriate in their hotels that they probably own, or their beautiful boats that they definitely own.
Why aren't we doing that?
Because I'm not sure why we were never able to land the month of July in Europe.
No, I don't know why that either. Anyway, having said that, there's still plenty of buyers, plenty of sellers, plenty of activity, Phil.
But the volume drops dramatically.
Volume does drop. Facts are facts. Volume drops, but you know what, Phil? There's still some good offerings and plenty of demand.
Be a seller in July.
I think so
if you think about it, buyers are still buying.
Yep.
They're still sitting on REA or Domain or Gary Peer and Associates.com.au. They're still watching all of these things. So they've got less to look at in July.
Yep.
Same sort of buyers there. I
still
reckon
need
July, August, fantastic.
Well, I don't know if you remember, but Philip, I sold my own home in Elston, in Allison Road.
I don't remember. I was your auctioneer,
Do you remember the date?
And I was the auctioneer of your property where I got you hundreds of thousands of dollars over the reserve. Yeah. And I still to this day never got anything. I didn't get flowers, a box of chocolates. I didn't get a bottle of whiskey.
Words are more important than any of those things, Phil. I did say thank you. I tapped you on the back as you walked out in the rain. But it was the 1st of August, and it was wet, and it was miserable, and it was a great auction, Phil, and it was competitive because there's not much around.
Isn't that the horse's birthday, 1st of August?
Yeah, it is. Exactly right.
And viewers, just a little bit of more information about horses. Horses have, every horse has its birthday on the 1st of August.
Must be some party. Yeah.
So why that is the case, I don't know. But if you know a horse, or you're passing a horse, or you've got a friend with a horse on the 1st of August, it's every horse's birthday.
Take a little candle with a little apple with a candle on top, and wish your horse a happy birthday. But take the candle out before the apple's eaten by the horse, of course. Phil, of course. Phil, let's move on to Saturday. At 10:30 a.m, we are auctioning 304 at 126 Brighton Road in Ripponlea. Have a look at this, Phil. There's been a lot of interest in this, and I've got to tell you that I'm not surprised.
As there should
we
be,
love
Gary.
Ripponlea. We love the Ripponlea Village. We love the area. We love being across the road from Elwood and near the Elsternwick Station, all the great facilities and amenities of Glen Ira Road. But this is a ripper.
Fabulous property, Gary. 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and a car space and a storage cage. But check out the lounge dining room of this apartment. It's like living in a glass box overlooking the world. Great vistas from that apartment.
Been very popular, 6660.
As it should be.
Simon Rodolnik's been involved, and Leo Samuel's auctioning. They're 2 auctioneers, so they can actually take an auction a bit at a time if they wanted to. At 11:30, Phil, you're going to have one of your 2 auctions. You're going to be in 574 Nearham Road. I know we've got double Nearham Road action, but you're going to be at 574. Wonderful 2-bedroom, 1 bathroom, 2 parking space. Dunn Gutman has been handling that one, Phil, and you're meeting him there at 11:30 a.m. At 12:30, Leo Samuel auctions 1 at 89 Nearham Road. Road, Phil. I know this block
love
well.
this
We know this
development.
block. We
We've
had friends that
talked
used to
about this
live
before.
there.
We did. We used to
well,
hang out
I dated
there.
a girl there. I had
You
some
did
fun in my
date a
single
girl
days
there.
a long
Yes,
time ago.
yes, Gary, and
tried to
she-
climb in the window.
She
Good security
will
there.
remain nameless.
will.
Having said that, when she's let out of the asylum that she
Oh, no, she's not
basically
going
spent
anywhere,
most
Phil.
of her
Yeah,
life
no.
after that encounter with
No,
you.
she's not going anywhere. She's locked. She's done. She's done.
But this is
Yeah.
a great development, and you've got the incredible Glen Huntly Road Shopping Centre directly behind. Well, when I
Yeah,
say directly
Huntly Road,
behind you,
Glen Huntly,
a few hundred metres away, so you can walk to the tram, you can walk to the train, you can walk to the supermarket, and a myriad of choice.
And
of
you can walk to the
beautiful
race
restaurants.
course on the 1st of August with your
You could, with your present.
Exactly right, with your apple with the candle in it. Phil, at 1:30 you're going to be hopping up to this incredible property in Punt Road, Windsor. What an amazing place, and Julian Millman is handling this one.
Gary, this is a fantastic property. The building is a brand new building, and you've got the city on your doorstep, you've got St Kilda on your doorstep, you've got Chapel Street, Paran on your doorstep, and this is really the most stunning 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom, beautiful penthouse apartment.
And Phil, at 1:30 we're going to have a Butte time in Murrumbina because we're going to be at 12A Butte Street, Murrumbina.
What a great property that is, Gary. You know, these semi-detached homes are so popular, particularly because they sit on a really good parcel of land, this one in particular, and this is 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, but it could be further enhanced, it could be added on to, you could go up, you could go out, subject to council approval.
And that's the third of Leo Samuel's 6 auctions this weekend. He's
Wow,
the busiest
he's a
auction
busy
here.
little munchkin,
and
isn't he?
I've got none, Phil. And in the words of Dusty Springfield, I just won't know what to do with myself.
You won't, Gary.
No,
so
remade by Marsha Hines. Great song.
Maybe you could think deeply about how we could improve the business instead of
Yeah,
just
I'll do that.
mindlessly looking at the TAB betting screen.
Oh, no, I can do 2 at the same time. I can multitask, Phil.
Good.
Let's move on to Sunday morning. We've got 11:30 double auction action. We're going to be in Dorgan Street. I love this block and I love this
Dorgan
particular
Street
apartment,
is
Phil.
an incredible little spot,
Yep.
and that building is, I mean, first of all, there's not many properties in Dorgan Street because most of Dorgan Street is a park.
It is.
The Memorial Park, which
is
fronts
indeed.
Kooyong Road. That's
does.
a great park, and that's a great location. That's a gorgeous building, an older
Love that.
style
Oh,
building.
yeah. Art
A
Deco look.
Beautiful building.
2 bedroom, 1 bathroom, 1 car space. Leo Samuel auctions together this brother of Viv handling that sale. Now, Phil, this has been popular, and I'm not surprised. We are now at 101 at 102 Balaclava Road, Caulfield North.
Yeah, I mean, if you get into an Uber drunk and on a Saturday night and want to get home, just go 101, 102.
I'll just leave you at the door.
It's fabulous. It's a fabulous address for drunks. Or just people that like to go out and take an Uber. But this is the most fabulous apartment. It is 3 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, 2 cars in the basement. It's beautiful modern building. We've sold all of the apartments in that building, and it's full of lovely, lovely people. But that is a fabulous apartment with the entire frontage is your balcony.
And there's been a lot of interest in it, Phil.
Yes.
Been good numbers there,
As
so
there should be.
Could be a bit of a interesting auction. Get along there, Phil. We've got double auction action at 12:30. We're going to bring the curtain down at an early weekend, of course. 12:30. We've got 7 at 16 Newland Street in Caulfield,
Which is a great location, good way to get into the market there, Gary. And it's a 1-bedroom apartment in a really good street of Caulfield.
and we have got scheduled 146 Wheatley Road, Ormond. But Phil, I don't think that's going to be happening at
I
12:30
have
because
something tells me, Gary, that may well have a sold sticker on
Yes,
the board
indeed.
sometime around Friday.
So keep a watch out for that. Look, that's a big wrap, Phil, for this end of financial year. Introducing the auctions for July that are starting off. We've got some good offerings, some nice ones. And of course, Phil, if you want to sell this year, you need to get moving because, you don't want to necessarily do it at Christmas time. Like, you don't want to be having an auction on Christmas Day. So you want to do it maybe October, November, September. You need to be speaking to us now, Phil.
You absolutely do, Gary,
Yep.
because if you think about it, we're about to hit the month of July,
Yep.
which means you'll be listing in August, September.
At the earliest,
and before
yeah.
you know it, we'll be saying to people, well, the year's almost over. Would you like to book in for February, March of 2023?
Yes.
So call now. What is our phone number?
95261999.
95261999.
No
Call
one
now.
knows anyone's number anymore.
95261999.
No one knows anyone's number because all just in the phone is Bob
Well,
and Jill.
exactly. And then on top of it, who
Brian
rings a
and- yeah.
landline anymore? You
That's
ring a
true.
mobile, you send
right.
somebody a text. Honestly, in
Do
fact,
we even have a landline anymore?
well, we got
Yeah.
rid of all of our copper, if you like, copper landlines. Everything's now done on VoIP, voice internet Protocol, I think it stands for.
Okay.
So what an amazing, fascinating, incredible technological world. Gary, another big week, and July, whilst it's cold, our listings are hot, and our salespeople are even hotter. So
red hot,
come,
white hot,
come
damn
along,
hot.
come along to an auction this weekend or an open for inspection. Say hello. Thanks again for watching GPTV on this cold Tuesday. My name's Philip Kingston.
I'm Gary Peer. We'll see you next week.